So students, this is our next chapter from class 11, that distribution of oceans and continents. So today our new chapter it is. So before starting the chapter, I would like to say that what is the content of this chapter. The first thing is continental drift. Before learning this ocean and continents and their distributions, their locations, their different parts or ways, we are first learning about the continental drift. But before saying this from the following PDF, first I would like to say something about this. Who is the person? Abraham Ortelius. The person is very important for this theory. So, what is continental drift? Actually, it's a hypothesis. It's a hypothesis which originates in the early 20th century. If I am writing over here, you can also jot down the notes. That it's a theory, it's a hypothesis which originates in the early 20th century. Okay, so it's about Earth's continent which moves or drift relative to each other over the geologic time. So this hypothesis is related to continental drift, which has already validated and incorporated in the science of plate tectonics theory. Plate tectonics word you have already learned in previous chapter, which is related to different natural phenomena, which is also earthquake. So the reason behind earthquake or different phenomena, it's also plate tectonic as well as the continental drift theory. So now we will go for the next part, which is written in the note. So what is written over there? Let's check out. Continental drift, which refers to the historical movement of the continents and oceans. Yes. Do you ever hear this word that continents and oceans are the movable bodies? No, we have not heard, but there is written. It's a historical movement and the hypothesis through which we can understand about the movements of the continents and the ocean into their current positions. The geological concept, who first suggested? By the Dutch cartographer. Cartographer, what does it mean, the word? Cartographer means who is working in the cartography, making the map work. Okay, those are called the cartographer. So the cartographer name is Abraham Ortelius, which picture is also given in the year of 1596, and later by the Italian cartographer also Antonio Pellegrini. So they postulate that continents once it's joined together. That means all the continents. We have how many continents? We know that 7 continents. So all the continents were joining together and have since drifted apart. So the similarity in the coastline of the Atlantic Ocean and the borders of the Americas, Europe and Africa supports this theory. So what's the proof between this theory among the theory? The similarity in the coastline of the Atlantic Ocean and the borders of the Americas, Europe and Africa supports this theory. That means there was a similarity between 3 continents, which indicates a former connection between these land masses. That is the continental drift. Drift means which was connecting together and now it comes or goes apart from each other. Okay. Come to the example. The most evident example is of continental drift is the fit between the coastline of South America and Africa. When aligned, when these 2 continents were aligned to each other, these continents exhibit a nearly perfect match. That means when we are playing with a jigsaw puzzle, the perfect matches are going on. That is the same thing is written over there, and which suggests that they were once part of a large supercontinent. That means one continent was there. Only one, that kind of large continent was there, and little bit portions were now separated with each other. Now it's going to be known as a different continent. So which provides a strong visual evidence supporting the theory of continental drift theory or the continental drift, which illustrates that how continents have moved over time to their current locations. So from the above theory, what we have learned, there is also given some points. The first thing is origin of the concept. who made this concept, who postulates these concepts? Abraham Ortelius in the year of 1596. And after this explanation, who gave another explanation for this concept? Antonio Pellegrini. These two names are very important. Come to the next part, basic principle. What is the theory? What is the basic summary of the theory? That the continents and the oceans have not always been in their present locations. That means now in which locations the continents and oceans are lying away. That means the locations were not proper for the last some years. Okay. Come to the evidence. What is the proof for this theory? Similarity of Atlantic coastal lines or coastlines. It's notable between the South America and Africa. There is a similarity between Atlantic Ocean and American Africa continent. And the key example is the coastline between South America and Africa as evidence of past connection. That means pastly it was connected with these two continents, which were South America and Africa. And the significance is fundamental to understanding the geological history and the movement of Earth's land masses. The significance or the effects or the impact of this theory is we can understand that these two or the other continents were merged together, but now it's come to the part aways. That was the significance or the main points of this theory.